What is going on, you guys? It is another episode of the Sci-Fi Zone where the multiverse meets a seventh inning stretch. It's your boys Trent and CJ, and today's destination is the boys. We're going to be breaking down episode 5 of season 5, going over all the one-shots that we had this episode because, wow, this was structurally very different from what we've gotten in other boys episodes. Super sick. But before we get into it, if you like the video, please hit the like button, as it greatly helps the channel, and don't forget to check out our shorts content as it has our videos best and funniest moments. But let's get into it. CJ, what's your one shot, one sentence take of this episode before we get into it?
This episode was uniquely entertaining.
Yeah, dude. And if you guys have watched South Park, the ad that was running right at the beginning of the episode for Homelander's new church, it sounded just like the Integrity Farms ad that Randy would run.
Folks seem a little nicer. The day's a little more special.
It's hard work and strong coffee. The worn stock of a trusty Remington. America is God's country. And Americans, God's chosen people.
The cliche country voice and all. And it's funny because South Park is satire and The Boys is satire. So
yeah, that was a really good touch. All of the Homelander propaganda just being inserted into American history. The writing team and the creative must have had so much fun just designing all of these things for the show and all the product placements and everything.
Yeah, because all of the Vought product is literally filled throughout the whole universe. Like, you cannot escape from it. Like, even in the boys' little safe house, there's an A-Train vending machine.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot get away from it. It's always following you.
Yeah, man. But this episode structure was done so incredibly, in my opinion. Like, if you guys have watched the movie Weapons, it has a similar one where we get each character's perspective that unfolds the story more and more as we get more and more perspectives. And this episode did a very similar thing, and I think it did a really good job of that. So we'll be going over each character's one shot and their interactions involving Homelander, since he is basically influencing everyone's actions this season. Plus, it was narratively smart, in my opinion, to not only start with Firecracker, but also very sadly end with Firecracker 2. So let's talk about it, because wow, I did not expect her to go out like that.
I did not either, man. I think that it was done really well. I like that they opened with her. They gave her chunk of time at the beginning of the episode to like humanize her more, and then ending with her also. Just, yeah, it was a tragic ending, but you know, she was not the best person in this universe. She did some bad things, but to see her go out this way was it was shocking for sure.
Yeah, man, like they somehow were able to craft her story, like you said, into one of a tragedy, basically, where I actually felt bad for her, because I wasn't expecting to feel that way, if I'm going to be honest, because while her character is entertaining and integral to the story, she's a bad person.
You, your little Bieber, edging in the back of your RAV4 in the car park of Book of the Bevel.
So I've never liked her character in that sense because she's a bad person, but she became a victim of the Vought machine. And as Polarity said in Gen V, the Vought machine will make you do things that you never imagined. And now, not only did she lose to Vought, she lost to Homelander.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. And her conflict with her own religion, and obviously Homelander starting his own religion. Like, she is a religious person. She grows up religious. She has a good relationship with her pastor. But where she's at in her career now with the Vought machine, she's forced to basically sell her soul and throw away her values, all for the exact cause that takes her out in the end. It was just really tough to see, like, her losing her humanity over time, the little glimpses that she had left. And when she walks into that room to talk to Homelander, and she throws away her Jesus action figure that she had, fully solidifying that she's committed to Homelander, all for her to not even be able to walk out of that room, was just really tragic. And I want to talk about that truth bomb segment, because I thought Valerie Curry, the actress who plays her performance there was incredible. I mean, she's been great all season long, all series long, but this scene in particular was just outstanding. It was incredible to watch. Like, her reading the monitor after having that conversation with her pastor and seeing how much he's struggling and how she's sort of inadvertently causing some of that by being a part of the Vought machine, and then reading the teleprompter and realizing what the words are saying and what this story is that she's being told to promote. And you see her hesitating and wanting to not say it, but then she ends up going through with it and following in line. And you can see her like tearing up and crying through it, and she's trying to smile through it as well. It was captivating, dude.
Yeah, I would say this scene is like a textbook example of cognitive dissonance.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Her mind is telling her one thing, but her actions are going completely against what she believes is right or what she should be doing.
Yeah, she really does deserve an award for that scene alone, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Like she's really only had to be sort of the comic relief, but that scene she really got to showcase like true feelings of betrayal happening actively, but you can't recognize it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we haven't really seen that side of Firecracker in this show. Like the closest thing would have been when her confrontation with Annie, when they were talking about like them as younger when they were doing the pageants and what happened there.
And that was a good scene too.
That was also a great scene. Yeah, dude, she's incredible. She's a great actress. She just was so good throughout this show. I'm glad that she got her flowers in a way of like getting to open the episode and end the episode and having a story focused on her.
Yeah, and just again, like going to show like it doesn't matter who you are to Homelander and how much you devote yourself to Homelander. If he doesn't see you fit, it's not good enough. And that's it. Plus, unfortunately, it didn't help that she slept with Soldier Boy.
Yeah, no, that didn't make things any better at all. But honestly, Homelander gave her the option to walk out of the room, which I was surprised about. I thought he was just going to kill her on the spot. But he gave her the choice to walk out, and
You can't walk out of the room there, though. Like, she's ruined her life at home because of that news segment, on top of everything else. Like, she doesn't have a life to go back to. Like, she's already committed everything to Homelander. She denounced her faith. Like, you can't go back.
Yeah, it's true. She really gave her life to Homelander and gave everything to him.
Yeah, and she did all of it out of self-preservation, too, because if she doesn't, then she just dies earlier.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's also the side of her that is like growing up, her pastor was basically family to her because she didn't have a great relationship with her family growing up. And so everybody wants to be loved and accepted regardless. But like, if you don't have that as a kid, then you're going to be even more desperate for it growing up. And so it was self-preservation, absolutely, for her, like keep Homelander on her good side, but she's also desperate for the approval and to be loved. And that's just like a whole nother aspect that drove her down this path that she really just took her life away.
Yeah, because Vought gave her the platform, but under the condition that she promotes the propaganda.
Yeah, exactly.
And with Homelander continuing his I'm a god journey, I thought it was hilarious that Soldier Boy said, if there is a god, sure as hell didn't come out of my balls.
yeah, that's a good point. That's true. We've seen Homelander. He's definitely not the source of a god for sure. And he also said, what does that make me, Joseph? Really good.
Yeah, he called Joseph the biggest cuck in history. Also, that Bible, the Homelander Bible, that was wild. Like during that scene, while they're mentioning the new Bible, Sage mentions that, hey, you know, most of the demographic that F's with this are old white people. So a lot of people are not going to be down with this. So Homelander says, well, then we'll just have all the soups overseas come back home to defend the United States and its home turf from anyone who disagrees with it. So initially, when I heard Homelander say this, I was like, Sage, I need you to work your plan out a little faster so we can get Homelander out of the equation. But then later on, when we get to her one shot and then we hear her real plan, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want your plan to happen either. So the boys need to figure something else out.
Yeah. They really are the last resort. There is no other option. If Sage wins, it's bad. If Homelander wins, it's bad, no matter what.
Yeah, but Firecracker's one shot was incredible, and the actress who did it, great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
So, next one shot, Black Noir. I personally loved Black Noir's one shot so much.
Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems.
The parallels that they established between current noir and old Noir are so similar, actually. Like, old Noir revealed that he wanted to be the next Eddie Murphy, as he put it, and the current Noir is currently in his off time taking theater classes to improve his craft so he can be a better Noir. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool showing that they actually have a lot in common. And I like how they had this segment for Black Noir because I know he has been talking this season and we've been getting more personality from him, but I like that they gave him this segment of the episode to like really dive deep into who he is as a person and what his real personality is like outside of the mask.
Yeah, and he's taking it upon himself to actually change what we expect and understand to come from the Black Noir character through an Adam Bork cameo.
Fucking genius.
They really went fully left field with this, but it was so genius. Like, I didn't think that he would be the way Noir finds his get back at the Deep from taking in Stan Edgar. His idea of Homelander portraying himself, giving Noir not only his voice back, but the ability to fly as his first act of God, his first miracle. Oh my gosh, that is genius.
Yeah, yeah, that was a brilliant idea. Would never have been able to think about that, but it's a win-win for both of them because it makes Homelander look incredible and makes the people think that he really is a god, and it lets Noir talk and fly and do his things that he wants to now.
Yeah, plus O Father's reaction to Noir talking was hilarious. He's like, what? Oh my gosh.
His delivery on it was so good. I love that character and what Daveed Diggs is doing with him. His portrayal is so good.
Yeah, 100%. So the Deep is a complete asshole, pun not intended.
Yeah, that was tough, man. Also, not very low key of the Deep. Like it's going to be extremely clear that it's you that put the eel in the toilet that to kill Adam. Like Noir immediately knows that it's the Deep, and that was by design by the Deep because he blackmails Noir into not talking again and to not doing anything and not acting on it, or he's gonna tell Homelander about his play, which I think is funny. That's the biggest threat to Black Noir. But it makes sense because Homelander did ban arts.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised Noir doesn't just throw Deep out the window.
Yeah,
You
like
can't fly. You know what? I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. Noir's throwing Deep out the window. That's my prediction.
Okay, all right, that's how he's gonna go out. That'd be pretty good. I mean, like Noir could absolutely take the Deep if he wants to. He could kill him for sure.
Take him deep.
He could, yeah, yeah. So maybe he just doesn't want to do it yet. And also, like the Deep is like I think the only one that Noir is like actually close with and like really talks to. So if like he were to do this, then the others would be completely thrown off.
But now, since Homelander is going to give him the gift of his voice and flight, he's going to have a lot more options.
True, that's true.
So I really hope that does happen for Noir because I would love to see how much his character could grow.
Yeah, that'd be great. I hope they do that in the next episode so we can get a couple good episodes of Noir being able to like free his voice.
Yeah, 100%. So I was not expecting a terror one shot. That was cool though. How much did they have to pay Anthony Starr for these scenes, man?
Oh my goodness. They paid him a lot for these. I know Anthony Starr is like a big fan of the online memes that get made of him, which is funny because Homelander is completely against them. But Anthony Starr is a big fan of them and he really embraces it. So I'm sure he was probably looking forward to this episode coming out.
Yeah, dude, because all I've seen since then is just that. Just him sticking his butt out.
Bunch of Homelander butt holding a turkey leg.
Yeah. I did like the touch of them showing Terror being colorblind, though. That's a good little detail.
That was a really good detail, too. Yeah, I didn't notice that, but when you pointed it out, it was like, yeah, it was really cool. The shading that they did was great.
Yeah. Also, if the boys are this clumsy with chocolate, I'm surprised Terror hasn't died already.
Yeah, the boys they gotta be more careful with that, especially if they're trying to make a virus to kill all the suits. How did they get that far with the virus anyways before Terror like knocked it off a table or something?
Plot armor.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah.
Like, I love this show, but there is a bit of plot armor sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But there's something going on with MM, man. Like, I don't know if he's just going full butcher at this point, which I could understand, but like he's fine dying in battle now. He thinks his family is better off without him. His OCD isn't bothering him anymore. and he's brushed off being shot by Huey last episode, and somehow he claims he's never been calmer. Probably just coming to terms with everything, but like this is just very different from the MM that we know. Like at the end of Terror's one shot, Butcher on the other side of things, like he agreed this episode to try and give some V1 to Annie and Kimiko. So Butcher's growing as a person, and MM is kind of going the opposite direction.
Yeah, man, it's really tough to see for MM. I feel for him. He's in a really rough spot right now. Just in a way, he kind of feels like he's already dead, and like he's just come to terms with it in a way, and like feels like his family is safer without him. Yeah, it's just I feel really bad for him. There was a really great line in here where him and Butcher are talking about why would MM like keep going or keep trying, and MM says if he thought that there was any chance to see Monique and Janine again, he might be too scared to do what they both know he needs to do for their plan, which I thought was a great line. I feel bad for him, man, but I thought this was great character building for him.
Yeah, he is right. Like, in order to be able to pull this plan off, you do need to be able to not be afraid of losing anything.
Yeah, and I feel like we keep saying it every episode, but not everybody is going to make it in the end for the boys. We are going to lose some characters. Not everyone's going to survive. Seemingly, Butcher is definitely going to be one of them because they've been setting that up for 2 seasons now. But it really feels like nobody else is safe at this point.
Yeah, man. No one is safe. But yeah, dude, let's move on to Sage's. Hers was short and sweet, but my God, her plan is devious.
Yeah, dude.
And she's capable of pulling it off.
Yeah, smartest woman in the world. She could absolutely.
Smartest person.
Smart. Right. My bad.
She said it so many times, CJ.
You know, I would have thought the smartest woman on earth would have a nicer place.
Smartest person.
I know you're the smartest woman on earth.
Smartest person.
Anyway.
Yeah, because she is the smartest person in the world, she could absolutely devise a plan that could make this work.
Yeah, dude. And the way she's like manipulating Soldier Boy is just, I don't know how he doesn't see it.
Yeah, she's got everybody wrapped around her finger, and she could just do what she wants, basically. I mean, she basically says, like, you don't want Homelander to be immortal with you, right? I don't think. And yeah, he definitely does not.
No. I also did love that whenever Sage and Ashley have to be on record, she's like, hey, anything you have to say opposite or not relevant to Homelander, that doesn't matter. We only do what he wants, how he wants it, when he wants it, and then we do it. That's our job. But then when they're off the record, it's like, what is going on? We need to get this guy out of here.
Yeah, she's just two completely different people when they're talking about Homelander and when they're not. And that's kind of how you need to operate. If you're going to go against Homelander in any way, you have to be polar opposites in different situations.
Yeah, but I do like that Sage is tasking Ashley with trying to mind read Soldier Boy to see if they are getting closer, which, oh no. How did this happen? They are getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah, they're bonding. They're having father and son bonding. They're going on their boys' trips. And it is not... If they get on the same page, that is going to be probably end of story, honestly, at that point.
Yeah, dude. And plus, speaking of stories, Sage, she has a villain origin story for sure. I would hate the world too if I had the answers to most of its problems, but it was too selfish or ignorant to ask or listen.
Yeah, I can't blame her for being bitter at the world at all. I mean, her plan to intentionally let the virus out so that it kills everybody, and she's going to go hang out in her bunker in Colorado Springs so she can just read alone for the rest of her life without anybody bothering her, which is kind of what she had before she joined the Seven. But after joining the Seven, her life is completely different. She doesn't have that time anymore. And her solution to that is basically, I'll just wipe everybody out so there's nobody to bother me.
Yeah, and you know damn well she built like her own like self-producing Taco Bell in there.
Yeah, yeah, she would easily figure out how to supply herself with food.
100%. So, last but certainly not least, Soldier Boy. His one shot was chaotic as hell.
Yeah, this was bizarre. We had some stuff with San Edgar, and we had cameos galore. Everybody dies. It's really classic Soldier Boy POV.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad you brought Stan Edgar up because his appearance was hilarious. Like, how does he always know how to get under everyone's skin and get everyone riled up? It's incredible.
It's so good. He's turning Soldier Boy and Homelander against each other without even like breaking a sweat. Just completely blank face saying all this stuff. The portrayal of the character is so great. He always feels like he has the most power in any room, even if he doesn't.
Yeah, dude. But unfortunately, Soldier Boy and Homelander did have a bit of power over him because they did know where Zoe and her dad Samir are. So they were like, if you don't tell us anything you know about V1, we can just go to him. So he's like, okay, I might know a guy who knows where the V1 is in LA. So then they go to LA. So then Soldier Boy and Homelander meet Jared Padalecki's character, Mr. Marathon, who's also a speedster in the show. I mean, his suit kind of looks like the Flash's, which I thought was a pretty cool nod, but he was actually the speedster in the 7 before A-Train. So that's a cool piece of lore.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. He's got like posters all over the wall of stuff that he's did. There's a bunch of Easter eggs everywhere. There's like references to the Supernatural show also. There was a poster for a movie that he did called Ghost Runner 2 Supernatural Speedster. I thought that was pretty cool. Just another example of all of the world building and design that the creative team does.
Yeah, man. It looked super lived in, but also like a has-been rich guy's house for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Also, not only a cameo from Seth Rogen, who has been an established character in the Boys universe, but Kumail Nanjiani, Chris Mintz-Plasse, Will Forte, Craig Robinson. Like, those are some big names.
Yeah, this was a star-studded episode. I had heard rumblings of Supernatural crossover and that Jared Padalecki would be in it, but I didn't hear anything about all of the other celebrities being in it as well. So that was really cool to see them all.
Yeah, although I thought he would be in the show a bit longer.
Yeah, yeah, none of them really last very long.
Yeah, but Marathon reveals that he does not have any V1, but he knows that Bomb Site does. So we get another Bomb Site reference. So he's probably going to be a pretty important character for him to be referenced more than any character from Gen V at this point.
Huh. Where are they? What are we doing? What's going on?
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, I have no clue where anybody from Gen V is, especially Marie Moreau. In season 2, she was set up as basically Homelander's equal. Even at the end of Gen V season 2, we see the Guardians of Godolphin walking up to the boys. They are in the same shop together. They are looking at each other. And now, essentially, this season starts 6 months later after Gen V. And the best we've gotten is one reference to Marie Moreau when they were talking about the meeting with Stan Edgar, and she set that up. So they have contact with her, but where is she?
Where are they?
You know, technically there was one more reference. A-Train did say her name to Starlight in the first episode. That's still that is really it.
Yeah. So we got two references. And also this is the first episode we're recording after the announcement of Gen V getting canceled. And we don't have to go into all of that. Very frustrating, very unfortunate for them. Yeah, they need to figure it out with these characters, man.
Yeah, dude, for real. But wow, things got hectic when Mr. Marathon started talking crap behind Homelander's back, as if he couldn't hear it, which dumb mistake, bro.
You're not even in a different room. He's looking at you, talking to him, and you think that you whispering is gonna do anything. Like you should know about Homelander by now.
Yeah, especially right now of all times.
Yeah. Soldier Boy, however, I think was less concerned about it. Probably knew that Homelander was hearing him and just didn't care because he's got aura. He's a different kind of person than Homelander is.
Yeah. So Homelander starts threatening everyone because he knows everyone's like Loki talking crap behind his back, and especially the memes. Oh my gosh, not the memes. But this causes Malchemical to actually knock out Homelander with his gas powers. And I was really surprised by this because neither Frenchie nor Butcher ever mentioned that this guy could have the potential to knock out Homelander. And what's interesting is Mallory even name dropped Malchemical back in season 2 as a soup that Frenchie tried to take down in the past. So really interesting, but it's not like we can use him now.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that was a very impressive feat of Not many people can knock out Homelander or even put him on his back like that.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that Soldier Boy found it in himself to save his dad because, like, I mean, he's probably paying it back because Homelander could have killed him at Fort Harmony, but he didn't. So now, because they tried to take out his dad, he uses brawn and brain to take out everyone in the mansion by baiting Mr. Marathon into training everyone. Very hilarious and actually creative, in my opinion. Like using an iconic accident from season one and then converting it into a battle strategy in season five. Like, how do you make him do it 4 times?
Yeah, he's got to be thinking, well, one of these times I'll get him, right? Yeah, I took out a couple of my friends, but eventually I'll have to. I can't miss every time, can I? But he did. Soldier Boy maneuvered his way out every time, pulling Seth Rogen in front of him. Yeah, I did think it was pretty creative of taking that A Train accident and turning it into this whole fight scene.
Yeah, man. I loved it. Just very creative. And Soldier Boy uses baby oil to make Mr. Marathon go off the rails.
Yeah, there's a lot of baby oil in this house. Yeah, surely not a reference to anything. Don't mind that the brand of the lotion is called Puff Baby. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I have no idea what that could be about. But unfortunately, he only knows that Bomb Sight has the V1, but he doesn't know where he is. So that makes him no longer useful. And then Homelander marshmallows his head, basically. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, yeah. He. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, he took him. He flattened him.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. But after that, Soldier Boy reveals that he had been sleeping with Firecracker to Homelander before they leave LA, which then brings us full circle to the beginning of the one-shots. So, RIP to Firecracker. Homelander just didn't believe her. He tried to fire her. She didn't want to leave. I mean, she couldn't, like I said before. And she was in too deep, and he just didn't believe her.
Yeah, yeah, man. She had done some bad things and made some mistakes in her life, but she had also been through a lot as well. And we saw that there was pieces of her trying to change and trying to do better, but it just wasn't enough for him.
Nope. And that's what Sage told him, nothing will be.
Yeah, yeah. He's never going to be happy, no matter how much praise he gets.
Nope. So next episode, we need more Ryan and more Gen V.
Yes. Yeah. Where's Ryan, too? We don't know what's going on with him either.
Nope.
Yeah. And it feels like they're setting up Bomb Sight to probably show up in the finale. I think that's probably where it's going to lead to. And then he'll obviously be in Vought Rising.
Yep. And the virus.
Yes. Yeah.
They're trying to release the virus. And
Yep.
Sage wants the virus to be released now, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that has been this breakdown of episode 5 of The Boys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you made it this far, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We also do Marvel stuff, we also do DC stuff, and we also do Major League Baseball stuff. So if you like any of that stuff, please check out our previous videos and make sure to stay tuned for our new ones coming up in the future, as we'll be releasing a bunch of content in the near future. So we hope to see you on the next one. Peace.